Are you looking for ways to get the school year off to a great start with your new teacher? Well, you're in luck. I have 5 easy tips for you, and I'm going to share them in this video. My name is Kathleen, and I'm a dyslexic here to help other dyslexics. I also help busy, overwhelmed parents understand their child's frustration with dyslexia so they can support, encourage, and empower them. Can you believe it? It's time to start another school year, and this can be so overwhelming for parents and students alike. So today I have 5 tips to make this a little bit easier and to help parents feel more comfortable. Tip number 1 is to create an About Me page to give to the teacher. This should include a picture of your child. It should include their name, their age, and things that they like, so their interest, a little bit about them, and also include accommodations. So this is just a fun little way to give information to the teacher quickly about your child. So tip number 2 is something you shouldn't do. You shouldn't approach the teacher during Meet the Teacher and try to have a conference. You can mention that you would like to set up a conference, but don't plan on having a conference or trying to talk about your child's IEP or 504 plan or something specific. There are way too many people, and the teacher is not focused on what you're going to say, so nothing is going to stick or stay. And you're also messing with your child's confidentiality in the fact that this is not public knowledge. So go ahead and just skip talking about it during this time and just say, I'd like to set up a conference very soon. So tip number 3 is set up a conference as quickly as possible. Ideally, this would happen before school starts. But if it doesn't, make sure that it happens within the first 2 weeks. This way, it opens up great lines of communication from the very start. You can get off to a nice start with positive, encouraging things. You can learn about the teacher, she can learn about you, and y'all both are on the same page and ready to help your child thrive. Tip number 4, while you're in that conference, also open lines of communication. Figure out and set up a schedule for the best lines of communication. So would this be through email? Would this be phone calls? Would this be texting? And establish what those are going to look like. So this way, the lines of communication continue well after that initial conference, and you don't have to keep setting up conferences. She can give you the information that she has, you can give her the information. So figure out what works best for y'all. Is it texting? Is it a phone call? Is it emails? Or is it some other way of communicating? Go ahead and figure that out during the conference so these lines of communication continue all year long. Tip number 5 is to provide the teacher with information about dyslexia. Sometimes we hit the jackpot and teachers know everything they need to know about dyslexia and how to support your child. Most of the time, this doesn't happen, and teachers can be overwhelmed because they have been taught methodologies on how to teach teaching, how to help, but most of the time, training on specific disabilities or abilities is skipped in teacher training, and teachers are not aware of all of the signs that happen with each disability, unfortunately. And so with that, going ahead and being the proactive parent and providing the teacher with information about your child and their disability is a huge step in the right direction. But don't make it so overwhelming by giving them a book or something that they're just like, I don't have time for this. But if you give them a quick, easy guide to help them understand dyslexia, it is going to make it so much easier for them with tips and tricks. And if you're like, well, where do I get this guide? You are in luck. I have created the guide for you. and it is all about how a teacher can support a child. So it goes into what dyslexia is, it provides facts about dyslexia, it provides myths about dyslexia, it also provides teaching tips, accommodations that they can be using in the classroom, follow-up trainings if they would like more information, and follow-up resources. So if you are interested in grabbing that guide, go ahead. But there's also a bonus included in that guide. There is a About Me section. So tip number 1 that I talked about earlier, I have created it for you. All you have to do is open it up, fill in the information, put a picture in, and send it off. And the best part is I've given you instructions on how to edit this either with your Google Drive or in Canva, and both of those are free. So if you are interested, go ahead and look at it and grab this information to make getting the school year off to an easier start for both you and the teacher. And I hope you have a wonderful school year, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.